Hi, readers. Today we're going to share the biography of Kevin Henkes. I think you're going to like him, but take a look at the cover of this little book that we're going to read together by Amy Lemons and Katie King. And what do you notice? I see some mice on top of some books. That makes me wonder what Kevin Henkes has to do with mice. Now, I'm thinking about those questions we've been talking about. Who? Well, we know the who is Kevin Henkes. That's who this biography is about. It's the true story of his life. What is it about? Well, goodness, we don't know yet. When or where or why or how? We don't know any of those questions. So, how about let's get started reading? The first page we're going to look at is the table of contents. The table of contents tells us what a book is going to be about. The first page is called Young and Inspired. The second page is High School Years. The third page is College Bound. The fourth page is Big City Dreams. The fifth page is Eeek Mice. And the last page is award winners. Now that makes me have lots of questions. It makes me wonder when Kevin Henkes started writing books. Was it when he was young, or was it when he was in high school, or when he was in college? And I'm thinking, what are those dreams he had about the big city? And what in the world is he afraid of mice for? Eek! And then what books won awards? Well, let's get reading and see if we get some of our questions answered. Young and Inspired. Kevin Henkes is one of today's most popular children's authors. His journey all started when he was a little boy growing up in Wisconsin. He loved taking trips to the library with his family and bringing home lots of picture books. He was inspired to become an author by those very books. Now, I see some of our questions are already answered. We have a where. He grew up in Wisconsin. That's a state in the United States. And another where is the library. We find out that he loved the library. That might tell me the why about why he became an author. So let's read on. High school years. While in high school, Kevin dreamt of becoming an artist. He wasn't sure how he would make this a career until a librarian introduced him to a book titled American Picture Books, From Noah's Ark to the Beast Within. Henkes felt inspired by the book and continued on his journey to becoming a children's book author. Now we know some more why. That he was inspired by the librarian showing him a book. So a book with beautiful pictures helped him become an author and illustrator for children's books. The next page is called College Bound. Henkes went to college at the University of Wisconsin at Madison. He became an art major and went to work studying picture books and what it would take to become an author. After his freshman year of college, he set off for New York City to see if he could make his dreams come true. Now, I'm noticing that this picture looks like the country. And I'm thinking that whoever wrote this biography wants us to think about that Henkes grew up where there was lots of farmland out in the country in Wisconsin. And now he's setting off for New York City. New York City is a big city where there's not a lot of farmland like he was used to in Wisconsin. I wonder if he is going to make his dream of an author come true. Big City Dreams. Henkes went to New York City with one goal in mind: to find a publisher. Now, a publisher is someone who prints and sells books for authors and illustrators. Henkes had written a book when he was still in high school, and he took that with him. His first stop was Green Willow Books. The founder of the company hired him on the spot. Henkes took the fall off from school to begin working on that book. The result was his first published picture book, All Alone, published in 1981. He has written dozens of books since then. Now, notice how the author of this book gave us a picture of the big city so we could see how different it was for Kevin Henkes to be there. I'm excited to find out some more. This was the chapter I had the most questions about. Eek Mice! In 1986, Henkes introduced his first book with mice characters, A Weekend with Wendell. Henkes has become known for his adorable mice characters in books such as Chrysanthemum, we read that, Chester's Way, we're going to read that, Owen, and Lily's Purple Plastic Purse. These books are incredibly endearing, that means people love them, and allow students to learn lessons from the characters. So when this chapter was called Eek Mice, is anybody really scared? No, they just used that to get our attention. Kevin Henkes' stories are mostly about mice. He writes other stories too, but he is most famous for his books about mice. Now let's find out what books have won awards. Kevin Henkes has won several awards for his books. Kitten's First Full Moon won the Caldecott Medal for its illustrations in 2005. The book is about a kitten who thinks the moon is a bowl of milk. He also received a Caldecott Medal for Owen. Owen is about a little mouse who is very resistant to giving up his baby blanket. Kids can learn a lot from the compromise that Owen and his parents come up with. Now, I am so excited to read some Kevin Henkes books, and I hope you are too. And I think lots of our questions got answered, didn't they, reader? Good job!